right, thank you for showing up today and doing some yoga with me. Let's go ahead and stand tall. So this is a beginner video for you guys. Yoga is something that's truly just changed my entire life, and it's something I love to share with the world, and hoping it can do the same for you. It is truly about bringing yourself into your authentic power by uniting your mind, your body, and spirit in unity. That's what yoga means, is to yoke together, to unite together. And through our yoga practice, we energetically move the physical body so we can kind of work internally and find that unity within. And in that unity within, we come into communion with God. And in that space, it sparks our truest essence, and we find peace of mind and joy in our soul. So let's go ahead and begin standing in Tanasana mountain pose. So let's just stand nice and tall. Spread your toes, lift your heels, rock back and forth. And align your ankles, knees, and hips. Shoulders relax down and back. Eyes are closed. And in our Tanasana mountain pose, this is where we find our grounding. Oh shoot, there's a garbage truck. Let's go ahead and bring our hands to our heart. Let's take a big inhale through our nose and a big exhale. Just making sure our hips and knees are aligned. As our hands are at heart center in this mudra. It's a hand gesture which connects the mind and the body together in this space of awareness. It's where we're in the space of cultivating at our heart that feeling of gratitude, of love, of surrender. And just surrendering to the present moment, and to what the moment has to offer us. And as we stand, let's be open intentionally to our practice and what it has to offer. Being mindful to modify in any way. This is a beginner class, so we will be doing modifications anyway. But if you need to just take a break at any time, please do so. This is your practice. I'm just here to empower you through it. So let's go ahead and begin lifting arms all the way up. And let's exhale, fold. And you can rest your hands on your knees. You can reach your hands down towards the floor. You can take opposite hand, opposite elbow. You can hang your head, just let it hang loose, shake it side to side. Letting go of any tension, allowing the blood to flow to your brain. Just hold and breathe. Feeling your spine decompressing. Feel yourself dropping just a little deeper down. And then release those hands, step it back, kneeling. Knees and hips line up, shoulders and wrists line up, really press in with your fingers, and then roll your pelvis under, chin to chest. Tuck the chin under, roll the pelvis under, arch the back nice and tall, and then come to a neutral spine. And then round it, tuck it, and then release it. And then round and tuck, and just flow right here as you're warming up the spinal column, tucking that pelvis under. And your last one. And then I want you to widen your knees to the edges of your mat. Place your feet together and sit deep into wide knee child's pose. Crown towards the mat. And then walk your hands to the right side. Reaching that left hand over, pressing in that left hip out to the side. Relax the head. And then walk your hands around to the other side. Right hand reaches, feel that right hip stretching. Head comes down. Take a breath. And then bring it back center. And just sit here for a moment. And in this space is just surrendering. Just take a breath. Just drawing our attention into the here and now. And then go ahead and pull yourself out. Pull those knees in. And we're going to make sure our knees and hips are lined up, our shoulders and wrists are lined up, our elbows are going to tuck in, and our gaze is going to go forward over the knife edge of our mat. As those elbows tuck in, you're going to pull your chest down, gaze forward, and then press away. And then bring it down and press away. Bring it down and press away. Bring it down and press away. Tuck those elbows in. It's like a military style push-up. Those elbows are inward, pressing backward and press away. Just warming up those arms. You press it down Gaze is forward. Take it down, tailbone's high to the sky. And just a couple more. And your last one. And then press it back, child's pose. Reach those arms out. Crown is down. And then pull it all the way out, lay all the way down onto abdominals. Zip your thighs together. So you want to glue your toes to the mat, even your baby toe. And then you want to zip those thighs together, engaging through the glutes. The shoulder blades are down and back. And if you can hover your hands, hover your hands. So you want to try to work the torso as it lifts up and engaging the back muscles. You press your hips down. So just release it down and lift it up. Just building that strength in your back. Release it down and lift. And lift. And lift. And lift. And lift. And lift. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. And your last one, hover those hands and hold them. Press your hands to the mat and lift up halfway. Keep the hips in to the mat. Shoulder blades down and back. Elbows tuck in. Shoulders are down. Gaze is forward. Smiles on our faces. And then release it down and press away onto those knees. Curl your toes under and find your first downward facing dog. So in our down dog, our hands come like suction cups. So grip in those fingers, pop up the center portion of your hand, kiss the knife edge of your hand to the floor. Your arms are long, your ears and elbows are side by side. Your tailbone's to the sky with a long spine. Your knees are bent, heels are up. Just find that length. And then as you begin to deepen into your downward dog, those legs will straighten, those heels will come down towards the mat. If you cannot get your heels to the mat, it is perfectly fine. Again, you can stay with those knees bent, heels up. You can just begin to work straightening. Again, touch those heels to the mat. Just find that place in your down dog that works for you. We want to be inverted in that pike position. Our crown is down, our tailbone is up. And breathe. Take a big inhale through your nose, a big exhale through your mouth. Then come back to nostril breathing and take your right leg and kick it up. Keep that hip centered. Just keep that leg lifted, flexing that heel toes towards your mat. Then you want to come down onto that knee, and I want you to open up your hip and bend in that knee and stack your hip. Gaze goes up over your right shoulder. Bend in that knee, lift in that hip, open it up. And then bring that knee hip center, lengthen that leg behind you, and then reach the opposite arm out. Spinal balance. Extending that arm, drawing navel in, and hold. Lengthen and hold. And then we're going to move side to side. Reach other side, reach it, come center, and reach it, come center, and reach, come center, and reach. Center, reach, center, reach, center, reach, center, and reach. 4 more. Reach, center, reach, center, reach, center, reach. Give me 3. Give me 2. And your last one, come right back where you started. Left arm out. Left arm out, right leg out. And then release, come onto that knee. Curl your toes under and find your downward facing dog. Again, find that place that works for you. If those knees stay bent, stay bent. You can place those heels to the floor, place your heels to the floor. Tailbone's high to the sky. Being methodical in our posture. As you just press those toes towards your kneecaps, lift those kneecaps up. Knees towards your hips, hips towards your ribs. Navel to spine, ears and elbows side by side. Crown is down, tailbone's up. And then you're going to take that left leg and just kick it up. Keep that hip center, flexing that heel toes towards your mat. Engaging, lifting, holding, breathing, and then drop down to your right knee. And bend in that knee, stack in that hip, open it up. Gaze up over your left shoulder. Keep that knee lifted as high as you can. Do your best to stack that hip. Feel that opening. Breathe in, breathe out. And then bring it center, flexing that heel toes to the mat, and extend that right arm. Keep your neck aligned with your spine, and then hold it, breathe through it, find that lengthening, and then switch sides. Reach, and reach, reach. reach and reach. Lengthen and reach and reach and reach. Give me 4. Give me 3. Give me 2. And your last one, come right back where you started. Right arm extends, left leg is out. Flex into that heel, dynamically lengthening. And then release the hands, come down. Elbows tuck in, chin, chest down, gaze is forward. And then slide your feet behind you, find your cobra pose. Hover those hands, hold and breathe. And then press it in and lift halfway, press those hips. Round into your back, shoulder blades down and back. Smiles on our faces. Yay! And then release it down, press it back, kneeling. Curl those toes under, downward facing dog. And then we're gonna take little baby steps to the top. So just step, step, step all the way to the top. Holding that fold, shaking your head, and then squat into your chair, lift your chest, and then hands are gonna come prayer. So as we're in our chair pose, we wanna make sure we are not pushing our knees forward. When we're in our chair pose, our bottom goes back, but our pelvis rolls under and our spine is long. Our knees do not jet over our toes. We want to keep our knees protected because we want to have longevity in our body. To be able to keep doing this forever and ever. So sit deep, pelvis under, squeezing those thighs. So be mindful through our practice. It is a mind-body connection practice. Again, this mudra of prayer at our heart center. Drawing in, closing our eyes, feeling that sensation with thankfulness and gratefulness. As we surrender to the here and now. And if you're able, drop another inch down. And just hold in the sacred space within. Withdrawing our senses and just being present. Feeling contentment within. As we hold in this posture, which is known as an asana. As we engage our breath, that pranayama life force. Just feel that breath flowing in and flowing out. Feel harmony flowing. Feel that peace within igniting. And drop another inch. Then you might feel a little sensation of fire burning. And that's transcending the physical essence right here into the spiritual essence of being here in this place. We activate the vessel to our soul, ignite that true fire within our soul that is our bliss center, our joy, our happiness. As they come together with that contentment, we find union with God. God is that spark within. So feel that spirit awakening. And as we are intentional in this mindset, reach those arms up and lift nice and tall. Lengthen up, and you're going to take your right hand to your left wrist. You're going to lengthen over the side body and press your left hips out to the side. Gaze up towards the heavens or the ceiling or wherever you are. And breathe. And then release the center and switch your grip. Lengthen up, press that hip over, and gaze is up. Take a breath. And bring it center. And then we're going to take fists into our back. We're going to widen our feet. We're going to press those hips outward and have a bend in your knees. And just open up as you press it out. Open up through that heart center and gaze is up. So we open up through the front portion of our body. Breathe in, breathe out. And then lift it up, heel toe those feet back together. Hands to heart center, and we'll go to our sun salutation, known as Surya Namaskara. Lift the arms all the way up. Exhale, fold. You're going to take the right leg back, left leg forward, drop to your back knee, press your hips forward. Walk that foot a little further forward if you need to, making sure this knee and ankle stay in alignment. What you don't want is this knee to jet way over. You don't want your heel up. We don't want any of this action. Keep that heel down, knee and ankle line up. Press those hips in. Long spine, gaze is forward, smiles on on our faces. Those back toes can be pressed to the mat, or you can flatten that foot. And then we're going to step it back kneeling. We're going to bring our chin, chest down, gaze forward, elbows tuck in, find your cobra. Find that alignment, and then press in, press those hips, and then bring it all the way down, press away, kneeling, curl the toes, downward dog. You're going to take that right foot, you're going to kick it up, flex into that heel, lift into that leg. Maybe if you want to stack that hip, you can lift it, let that foot dangle behind you, open it up, and then bring it through, drop to your back knee, press your hips forward. Drop to your back knee on the left side, front foot, right foot. Right knee and ankle line up. Again, make sure that knee does not jut over your toe. You have a long spine, gazes forward, smiles on your faces, joy in your heart. Being intentional in our practice, setting that mindset, feeling the energy flow. And then curl your back toes under, step to the top of your mat. Take a big inhale, lift, lengthen, find chair pose. Big inhale, lift, exhale, fold. Squat deep, take that left leg right back where you just were and sit deep. So same leg, same side, just finding that imprint where you just were, and take a breath. And then you're gonna take that right leg, kick it up behind you, and then elbows tuck in, chin, chest down, gazes forward, and then find your cobra. Cover those hands if you choose, or you can press in, round and deepen in, and then bring it all the way down, back onto those knees, curl the toes under, downward facing dog. And then you're gonna take your left foot, center your hip, flex into your heel, lift that leg high, maybe stack in that hip if you choose, open it up, let that foot dangle behind you. And then bring that leg through, drop to your back knee. Press those hips forward. Again, maybe take a hand if you need to lift that foot to help give you assistance. Press it forward, just maintaining the integrity in your practice. And then curl those back toes under if they're not, and then step it up to the top of your mat. Take a big inhale, lift, find your chair. Big inhale, lift, exhale, fold. We're gonna continue on. You're gonna squat deep, gazes forward, and step back to your downward facing dog. You're gonna bring it up to your first plank pose. So in this plank, grip with your fingertips, long spine. If you need to modify, your knees are your friend. You can come fully extended or kneeling, and we're gonna do what's called a chaturanga. So it's like a push-up down. So you come down, shoulders and wrists line up, you can on your knees, and just curl upward facing dog on your knees. If you want to activate a little more, bend, pop off those knees. And then push yourself back, curl those toes under, downward facing dog. Take that right leg, kick it up, bend in that knee, stacking your hip if you choose. And then bring that leg through for warrior one. Drop that back heel down and lift up warrior one. Make sure warrior one, your ankles are in alignment. Imagine you have a clock around you. 12 o'clock is your big toe. Your back big toe is about 11:30. This is a slight turn out. Press it in. The knife edge of your foot is going to press into the mat. Really kiss it to the floor as you lunge into that front leg. So your stance can be small or it can be big. This is your practice to find what works for you. Take yourself out of your comfort zone so you want to feel it, right? So knee and ankle line up. Rotate the torso instead of being out to the side. You want to rotate yourself forward and lengthening in this back leg. Hands to heart. And then go ahead and reach those arms, keeping hands prayer overhead. Just an option to relax the shoulder blades down and back. Just an option to raise your hands up, get a little deeper in. And we're gonna pull your hands back to heart. You're gonna lean yourself forward and you're gonna step up on that back toe. So keep the toe on your mat as you lean in, very light, a lot of pressure on this front standing leg. You can begin to hinge and find warrior three. Hold in warrior three here. If your hands are at heart and you feel stable, you can go ahead and reach those arms up overhead. And then bring those hands back to heart, step back, crescent lunge, back heel is up. Now in your crescent lunge, if you need to modify, find a knee. And bring those arms up so you're either kneeling or you're fully extended. Take a breath, relax the shoulders. And then we're gonna come center into goddess pose. So just pivot yourself, center yourself, expand through the heart center, reach those arms out. Take a big inhale and a big exhale, come into moonflower, squeeze into your back and reach up. And then come all the way down. All the way down, lift it up. Reach up, reach down. Lift tall, finding that full range of motion. Those toes are turned out. Finding that movement. And your last two, and your last one, lift up nice and tall, and then place your hands onto your knees. Drop your left shoulder down, gaze up over your right. And then lift up, rotate those toes forward, hands at your hips. Hinge, long spine. Tabletop your back. You're gonna take the right hand down, left arm's gonna swoop up. So you can place your hand at your sacrum, because you wanna make sure you're not bending in those knees, you're not finding any sass, it's just rotating through the torso. Then you can reach that hand high to the sky, stacking the shoulders. You can always keep a bend in your knees if you need them. And then release it, walk your hands around back to the front of your mat. Nice and deep, take that back foot, step at top of your mat. Take a big inhale, lift, hands to heart prayer, and you're gonna revolve. So left elbow, right thigh, revolve. When you're here, revolve, you wanna make sure your knees stay centered, your sacrum stays centered. It's very easy to find some sass here. So keep them centered to the best of your ability. It's rotating through the torso, then bring that elbow over, hands come prayer. Drop your bottom below your heart. Breathe in. As you are revolved, feel that deep cleansing power as you're internally wringing out the organs. So take a big inhale and a big exhale. Push out the impurities through that mindful intent in your breath. And then go ahead, bring it, lift it nice and tall. Exhale to heart center. Take a big inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Squat deep, gaze forward, step it back, downward, facing dog. Second time in your plank pose, fully extended, or kneeling with a long spine. Press and round it, fully extended, hold it, and then elbows tuck in, fully extended, or kneeling, and chaturanga, nice down and find upward facing dog. Onto those knees, again, you can pop off those knees for a deeper bend. And then we're gonna rock it back, curl the toes downward, facing dog. We're gonna take that left leg, kick it up, flexing that heel, center that hip. If you want, you can bend in that knee, stack in that hip, open it up. Then bring it all the way through for warrior one. Back heel down, lift the torso, reach it up. So when we're here again, imagine that clock around you. We want to maintain the integrity in our practice. This is how we protect our body, we maintain longevity in our body, and we get the most out of our practice. So it's about being efficient in our practice. So knees and ankles line up, 12 o'clock. Back foot, ankle lines up. Back big toe, it's about 130. Kiss the knife edge of that back foot to the floor. So you lengthen in your back leg, strengthen your front leg, hips, chest, torso, rotate towards the front, hands prayer. Take a breath and just relax into the posture. Holding in this asana as we connect, and then find nostril breathing. Breathing in, breathing out, bringing that awareness into the here and now. Then reach those arms up overhead. Sit a little deeper if you can. You can remember your stature and how far apart your feet are is determined where it works for you. Get out of your comfort zone where you can grow a little bit into your practice. Relax the shoulders down, so try not to shrug it up. And then bring your hands back to heart. Hinge your body forward and begin to jet yourself up. So that toe can stay on your mat. You can stay right here and just focus on engagement in this thigh on the left side. You can begin to lift that toe, hinging the body over for Virabhadrasana 3, which is warrior 3. That standing leg does not have to be locked. You can begin to straighten it, lock it, find that length. If you're there, you want to go ahead and reach those arms. If you fall over, it's okay. You want to pick yourself back up. Reach it out, reach those arms. Ears and elbows side by side, just an option. And then bring those hands to heart. Step it back, crescent lunge. That back heel is up. Now notice my foot's kind of turning here to catch me. We want to make sure we find it back to center. Hands at heart, you can always find your knee for modification. Reach those arms up if you choose. Hold, take a breath. And then we're going to open up goddess pose. So turn that back foot, pivot it out, and now we're centered on our mat. Hands to heart center. Then open up, squeeze into your back, lift it up tall. As we move into moonflowers, we're going to hinge all the way down and lift it up. And lift tall. Sit deep, lift tall. Sit deep, lift tall. And reach. And lift. Feel the energy moving. Feeling that life force, vitality, awakening. Feeling healthy, happy endorphins flowing. Four more, three more, two more, and your last one, lift up nice and tall. Then place your hands onto your knees, squat deep, drop your right shoulder down, gaze up over your left. And then lift it up. Rotate those toes forward, hands to your hips. Hinge your body, push your tailbone back, crown forward. Left hand comes down. Rotate the right hand to the sky. You can place it to your sacrum, making sure you stay centered. There's no bend in the knees, they stay straight. The torso rotates. Reach the arms to the sky. Press in, reach up. Gaze is up. And then go ahead and bring that hand down. Walk yourself around. Come into this runner's lunge. And then you're going to take that back leg, step it up. And then take a big inhale, lift up. And then hands to heart, squat deep. And then again, we want to revolve in our chair. So knees stay centered, sacrum stay centered. Rotate the torso, the shoulders and chest stack. Then bring the opposite elbow to opposite knee. Hands prayer, gazes up. Dropping the bottom below your heart to the best of your ability. Again, as we're revolved, we're internally cleansing the body, so be mindful of that breath. And then go ahead, bring it center, lift up nice and tall, reach up to the sky, and bring those hands back to heart center. Take a big inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Squat deep, gazes forward, step back downward, facing dog. Find that length. Stroll out to your knees, sit back, child's pose. So as arms are reached out, we're gonna go ahead and pull them back towards our heels for rabbit pose. So your hands are to your heels, you wanna draw onto your crown, you're gonna lift your tailbone up. So we draw in, we're gonna round into our body. So you lift your bottom, stretch into your heels, grabbing those heels, and lift up. And just feel that stretch in those shoulders as you lift. Hold and breathe. If you can't reach those heels, reach to your hamstrings. And then lift it up. And then you're gonna lengthen your legs, crisscross at your ankles, and sit out. Lengthen those legs, sit tall. Rock side to side. Flex into those heels. Reach your arms high to the sky and exhale, fold. In seated staff pose, we want to hinge from our hips, point our chest forward. We don't just want to sit here collapsed and falling over. So it's nice and long, pressing tailbone back, reaching chest forward, working in opposition from one direction to the other, and lengthening, and take a big inhale to lengthen, exhale to deepen. So if you need a bend in your knees, you can have a bend in those knees. If you can't reach for your feet, it's okay. If you need a strap, you can place a strap, a towel, anything that you may have, a blanket or a top, whatever, you can use. And then sit up nice and tall. Take this right foot, place it on the inside of your left thigh. And let this knee just press down. You take opposite hand, press it onto that knee, rotate, revolve around. And then as you revolved around, I want you to take that left foot, bend it. You're gonna come up onto that knee on the right side, and you're gonna press that hip and reach that arm up and over. Now make sure the hand is down, your shoulder and wrist line up. Reach the arm up and over, press that hip in, and balance. That kneeling leg, this foot, the left leg, knee and ankle line up. Press it and gaze is up. And then release it down. And then pull this leg through, and the leg that's on top is gonna wrap around. So this is your left leg, right leg. So it's just crisscross. And then hug this leg. So it's a little self-love right here. Give yourself a hug. And then take your gaze behind you. So as you're hugging this leg, it's your right arm comes around the left leg, and your gaze goes over your left shoulder. And then release it, lengthen those legs out, and then right leg comes out, left foot comes in, sit nice and tall. And then go ahead, right hand comes to the left knee, and then rotate your gaze behind you. Sit tall, gaze goes back. And then bring it back center. For a minute, I forgot what we did. Pull this, pull this foot, knee and ankle line up, pull up on this hip, shoulder and wrist. I'm like, my mind went blank for a second. Lift up, that happens. Knee and ankle line up. Kneeling on the left leg. Left arm, shoulder, reach that hip, lift, 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 gaze is up. And then bring it down. Lengthen that leg, and then we're gonna pull that leg underneath, and then take the right leg on top. And then you're gonna hug yourself, so just give yourself a hug. As you rotate and you're hugging, you can take your gaze behind you. So it's your right arm, right leg, left arm hugs. And then go ahead and release, and we're gonna butterfly our feet. Pull our heels towards our pelvis, knees come out. And if your knees are up here, it's okie dokie. Just maybe rock side to side. And then find your center as you clasp your feet, let those knees just fall, and then pull your chest forward. Just pull it forward, and then if you're able to come down, you can collapse down. And then lift yourself up, and we're gonna come seated into lotus. Just sit nice and tall into your lotus posture, placing palms up onto your knees and eyes closed. And just receiving everything that we just did. So energetically, we move on our mats to break up any fragmented energy in our body. We build strength, longevity, stamina, endurance, flexibility. And we do that through our physical essence, which deepens into our internal essence, which helps get clarity within our mind, ignites that peace within us. It's our state of being that we can stay at all times, no matter what we go through. And we go through some hard stuff. It's life. That's what we do. But we're resilient. We're tenacious. We're willing to do whatever it takes so we can thrive in life. And our yoga practice is our gift. It allows us to have a deeper sense of self, as well as building that communion with God. And in unity with ourselves, with God, we ignite that spirit within us. And that spirit is our true, authentic light. And that light is joy. And in that space of joyfulness, we are content. We are happy because it is our state of mind that we're choosing to believe in. And in this space, we have faithfulness. We have hope. We see the brighter side of life. We have the positive mindset that all things are working for our greatest good. And in this space, we feel bliss because we choose to live in this space as the endorphins and serotonins and the dopamines are doping into our brain to feel that love, to feel joy, to feel happy. Through our yoga practice, it ignites that fire within us. And may we be on fire today, and throughout the rest of our days, we take our practice from our mat and live it into our day-to-day life. So go ahead and bring your hands to heart. Yes, yoga brings a lot to us if we're open to receive it. So may you take what you've received from this practice here today into your vessel, into your soul, into your spirit, and into your mind, and be a light into the world today. Take 3 big inhales, lifting arms all the way up to the heavens. Exhale, 1 for the mind. Big inhale for the body. And big inhale for the spirit. Namaste. Mwah. Peace out.